Okay, for the last Super Raw of 2015, we used to call them pay-per-views, but it feels like an episode of Raw, essentially. We had TLC. We began with a triple threat ladder match with Xavier Woods on the outside doing commentary. He said that he was a bard. That means he uses music to buff his team. That was awesome. I could see him being neutral good, you know. I don't see him being true neutral because, you know, what makes a man turn neutral? Lust for gold, power. And it's pretty good spots. You can tell that a lot of them, I was like, oh God, why would you do that? There's no, you're hurting yourself so much more than your opponent. They did a Salito del Sol off the top of the ladder through a gimmick ladder so it would break. And I was like, oh, Kalisa's going to have such a broken tailbone. Oh. But the use of a trombone, Xavier Woods on the outside, and the numbers game. The numbers, Megal, the numbers. Kofi goes up, grabs it. Great opening of the contest. Got the crowd hyped. Crowd is super behind. Super behind New Day. Then we go to Ryback Rusev. Ryback's added more high flying moves. This match felt just like their matches on Raw. Just Rusev won in the middle of the ring. Not a bad match, not a great match. It's just a match. Swagger took on Del Rio in a chairs match because they needed a chairs match. And it was every bit as good as you would think a Del Rio and Swagger match for the title with chairs would be. They brutalized the other with chairs, which made sense because, you know, I think Swagger hit Del Rio with the chair a couple of times on SmackDown. So you get a chairs match. Did have to be some bruising on Swagger at the end of the match, but it was meh. 4-on-4 on elimination tables match. Rollin went through a table for the Wyatt family. And then everyone else went through tables on Team ECW. It was... The problem with doing these sort of matches when it's 4-on-4, the vast majority of eliminations happen inside the ring. And they did the whole, if you go through a table but you weren't put through a table by your opponent, it doesn't count. So the refs are constantly like taking broken tables and pushing them out of the ring as they bring in more tables. It ends up coming down to Bubba Ray being the last Red member out of Team ECW. He breaks out some lighter fluid. Or as Michael Cole called it, charcoal fluid. Squirts the crap out of a table. Takes out a big. Doesn't get to use it because he gets chokeslammed by Braun Strowman. They did a spot where they actually buried Strowman in tables. And I was like, it's a good idea. You know, I like it. The match was what you expected. It was we gotta make the Wyatts look strong again by beating up the Dudleys. I mean, more than just the Dudleys. What's Dreamer doing? He's local, right? He did a job, right? Yeah. We got Rhino in NXT, right? Yeah. It rounds it out. 4-on-4. I think skipped any matches. Oh man, I'm going through them pretty quickly. The Divas match. No stipulations. Was okay. Again, it was in the cool down spot. So we've gotten that point again. Flair brought Charlotte down. Charlotte did a lot of Flair spots. Took a kick to the face and did the Flair flop. It was great. Her daddy's taking out bits and pieces of the ring outside. You know, it looked like Charlotte did a modified version of a Rampage to Paige, and it looked vicious. These two beat the daylights out of each other, and they put on a nice, hard-hitting match. And with having Flair on the outside, that put a lot more psychology into it. Flair helped his daughter expose a turnbuckle. Paige eats it face first. 1, 2, 3. It told a better story. It's one of their better matches. You know, I think they're coming closer to their zone. Kevin Owens, Ambrose. These two guys wrestle very well. Their styles match perfectly. Owens came down and first ran down the... You cheer like, we did it! My local sports team won! You didn't do anything. They won it. You just sat on TV and you watched it. What's Ambrose done to deserve this? What? Throwing popcorn and soda in my face? I eat popcorn and soda every day. It was good. Owens is just money on the mic. These two guys had a nice, hard-hitting match. Owens goes for a pop-up. Ambrose catches. Flips him over with like a hurricane, like a Frankensteiner. Hooks both legs. 1, 2, 3. What? Ambrose is the IC title holder? Wow. Okay, he's been a US champ and an IC champ. He is one belt away from being the first he's a almost triple crown winner. He's one belt away. Ooh. I don't think he'll hold it that long. I was saying, if you were to hold it long enough for Seth Rollins to come back, and then you could really build it into the first person, you know, if Rollins wins, he becomes a Triple Crown champion out of the Shield. And it was a tag champ. He will have held every single major belt, 2 of them consecutively. That would be an amazing feat. It's a very good match. I'd say the triple threat ladder match was still better than this match because it had enough people and it was a car crash. The match still worked well. The TLC match. Hard hitting. Man, Sheamus, his arm looks like it got the dick. He's got big bruises, big gashes. Every time he goes through a ladder and gets hit with something, he just bruises so gloriously. These guys had a nice hard-hitting match. It almost seemed like they're not used to using tables, ladders, and chairs because they kept on kind of throwing them into the match. It's like Superman punch. Superman punch using chair instead of fist. They had an awkwardly set up table towards the middle of the ring that was at an angle. And you're like, well, you know someone's going to go through it. Sheamus goes through it. There's like Superman punch from the top of the ladder and Sheamus falls into the table and you're like, alright. And I was like, he's got a stable. League of Nations come down and they assault. They assault Reigns and you're like, alright. Sheamus is going to win. Nope. Nope. Roman gets out of the accolade. Well, half accolade. So an Echo. Down in triangle. Superman punch. Del Rio's fighting him. Down in triangle. Superman punch. Gets in the ring. Sheamus is like, oh, you're kidding me. Bro kick. Rolls to the outside. Climbing up. Climbing up. Climbing up. Hitting the breathe button. Looks down. Just coming up the ladder again. By this time, the crowd is into the match. Early portion, they're chanting, "We want Cena," followed by "Cena sucks." But they actually worked a decent enough match that actually got the crowd into it because they almost never used the ladder inside the ring. It was all brutalizing each other outside the ring and then going to try to use the ladder, which worked well, made for a nice, compelling story. But Sheamus retains. And then after the match, Reigns with a steel chair brutalizes Sheamus. Triple H comes down like, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, stop, calm down. And you can tell that once it's Triple H is the only person standing in the ring because Sheamus is just waylaid. And there's Reigns looking at him like, Reigns, just deck him. You know what's going to happen. Reigns looking at all this stuff, so he kind of goes, grabs a chair. H oversells the daylights out of him getting beat with the chair. And you can actually hear him screaming, come on, one more time! One more time! And then takes him to the outside of the ring and tries to go for a spine buster into power bomb, which doesn't break the table. But I'm thinking it probably hurt Triple H pretty badly. And then a running elbow would break the table. And all of a sudden the crowd is chanting, thank you, Roman. So they finally realized, he's going to be John Cena cracking one-liners. No, that's not him. Daniel Bryan, underdog story? No, that's not him. So Stone Cold Steve Austin? Yes. Yeah, that's how you're going to get him over. Take the fact that people want a guy who is going to say very, very little. He's got some friends, but he's going to whoop the crap out of people. Make him an aggressive face. Doesn't need to say much. He just needs to beat the crap out of people. And say that, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. That's why his best promo of all time, still by far, is when he said, walked in the brain, hell in a cell. Dropped the mic and left. And he goes, that's it. That's all he needed to say. You know? If he grabs Mike and he was like, you stole my title. I am going to break you in half. And then climb that ladder and get my title. That's it. No snappy one-liners, just, I'm going to crush you. That's it. I'm going to spear you. I'm going to break your back. I'm going to make you humble. I'm going to punch your jaw off your body. You're going to be eating soup through a straw. Just, that's it. Aggressive guy who looks like $1 million. That's all we want from Roman. That's why he was great in the Shield. He didn't say much, but he had the look, he had the aura, and he was a hot tag. He did the big impactful moves, and people loved him. Putting him against H harkens back to the time when the Shield took on Evolution, and he said, you're the King of Kings, we can have a Game of Thrones right now. Boom. Calls back to a couple years ago. H will make him look fantastic. H will be like, he's the boss, he's the boss. I'm like, that's what Roman needs. A strong hero needs a strong villain. People got tired of John Cena because every time he had a strong villain, he crushed them easily. Triple H can be that great villain. He was a great villain for Daniel Bryan. Several years later, he can be a great villain again for Roman Reigns.